Do I carry pictures of the nice guys on business on my phone? Yes, but they're very tasteful. Doug Strickland fuckery. That's right. It's redundant.
Before we started recording, Doug was like, we had a team meeting, and Doug was like, okay, I'm good. I need about 10 minutes. I'm going to make a drink. And I'm like, I've been cutting back lately. And Doug was like, really? Why would you do that? And I went, I just don't have an answer to that. I guess I better make a drink too.
Excuse me. Would the nice guy who hasn't pissed himself today please step forward? Anyone? No one? In the last week. Haven't pissed yourself in a week. Again, no one. All right.
Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed Strickland. Prepare to celebrate. Today on the Nice Guys Podcast, fencing, fighting, torture, revenge, giants, monsters, chases, escapes, true love, miracles. Oh, no, that's The Princess Bride. The Nice Guys on Business Podcast. Yeah, these go to 11. And now, broadcasting from the hatchback of a 72 Ford Pinto, broadcasting from a secret bunker underneath Fort McHenry, broadcasting from the abandoned food court at the White Flint Mall, broadcasting live from their mother's basement, broadcasting from no closer than 100 yards from their court-mandated distance from Tim Ferriss, broadcasting from the back room of El Pollo Hermanos. It's Los Chicos de Niza por Negocios. Go from where you are now to where you could be. Get expert tips to grow your business, to be more productive and more efficient, whether you're trying to build influence, grow your community, or make it rain. Best-selling author of Nice Guys Finish First, Doug Sandler, can lead the way. The Nice Guys on Business is produced by Turnkey Podcast Productions. Now, here's your host, Doug Sandler.
But it's 7:15. I thought would be dinner.
7:15. Okay. So yeah, I guess we got to get through 6 voicemails and okay, that's fine. And when are you leaving for Italy?
The 23rd of February.
All right. So we got another week. So we got plenty of time to get back to these topics.
Plenty of time. We have so many topics to get to. We have plenty of time. I would like to talk about my new mouse. I would like to talk.
By the way, I want to make sure you're, hey, by the way, welcome back. My name is Strickland on the other side of the microphone, Mr. Doug Sandler. We have 6 voicemails. Okay. So we can't get on too many topics. We got to hear voicemails. So you can talk about your mouse, but there's no 10 or 15 minute conversation about your mouse. If you need to leave in 40 minutes.
No. Okay, fine. We can get to the voicemails. And if we have time after the voicemails, we can talk about the mouse. Okay. And then we can also talk about my migration over to Webinar Jam 4.0 because that was a sticking point for me. And I might have to eat some crow here and talk about how easy it was to migrate over.
Oh no, really? It was really easy?
Well, the problem was with Webinar Jam, they really don't tell you that, hey, by the way, when you download this new version of 4.0, you're still going to have access to everything on your old Webinar Jam. You're actually going to be able to run both of these systems side by side. So if you need to really like cut and paste things, the way that I was thinking about it was that they're going to upgrade me to this new system. And then when they do, everything in the old system was going to go away. I'm like, where do I copy and paste this stuff then in the meantime? I can't even go from one to the other because they made it seem like, oh yeah, you're going to need to recreate all new templates and everything. And I'm like, well, that wouldn't have been good because I was unwilling to upgrade to the new system, but I'm like, okay, I have 5 days until my next thing, my next webinar. I'm going to just try. And then I upgraded to the 4.0. And now I'm running both systems side by side, which is easy now to cut and paste the different.
Okay, but the question is, have you taken any of the ones that were created already for version 3 and moved into version 4?
Well, you really can't do that. You have to manually do that. It's not like you have just like a drop and drag, a drag and drop kind of situation. So they take you through, just if those of you that don't know how Webinar Jam works, if you have never worked in the platform before, you have like in the full configuration of a webinar, you have probably, let's say 8 steps, and each one of those 8 steps has micro steps in between. I'm like, So I'm going literally through the 8 steps and then the 4 micro steps within each one. So that's like 32 things that I need to try to, and I'm thinking in the 3.0 or whatever the old one was, there's no way I'm going to remember all of these settings.
Right.
So I went to the new one, and then literally as I'm creating the templates for in new Webinar Jam, as opposed to the old Webinar Jam, I'm copying and pasting the information from one to the other. Or I'm just looking at it and saying, okay, yes, that little toggle is switched on, that toggle is switched off. And it is a lot easier than they should just say, hey, this isn't hard. This isn't hard. Guys, everybody, this is not hard. Look what happens. And they could have created a fucking webinar around the whole thing.
Well,
but they didn't do that.
I'm looking at the email that they sent you that you copied and the follow-up email.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of do say it's not that hard numerous times. I think you just got yourself nervous thinking, you're fucking liars! Liars! You fucking liars! Because, they didn't want to make it easy on you.
Did I? Is there anybody in your house that is a
No,
little
you see, that's the thing. Everybody's gone. So I can yell and scream. I know. I don't usually
Wow.
get to do that.
That was incredible.
I was really far away from the mic too. I was channeling
hell out of your cat.
The Princess Bride. I was channeling my Princess Bride.
Oh my God, that was great.
You got that reference, right?
No, are you kidding me? I don't get any movie references that you make.
Okay, when was how many times have you seen The Princess Bride?
You're not going to like the answer. I have seen it once.
Oh, dude.
But
okay, call me a hopeless romantic. I'm sorry. Princess Bride, absolutely one of the best movies ever made. One of my favorite movies of all time. And it doesn't matter that it's like this family friendly. It's just fucking brilliant. But there's a scene where they're trying to bring the main guy back to life again. And they're telling a story about how he died. And the wife of the wizard comes in and she's like, liar! It's Carol Kane, and she's just hilarious. So that's totally. I'm sorry.
Remember.
Everybody listening will get that reference. From you, okay, so don't worry about it. I'll have to use our Princess Bride intro and outro in this episode too. Yeah.
A tool worth knowing about if you don't already have it, if you need password help, is LastPass. LastPass has saved my ass about 100 million times in the last 2 or 3 or 4 years, or however long I've had it. All right, I'm sorry. I'm moving on from the Princess Bride. I'm not sure what kind of business we're pulling from the Princess Bride, other than the fact that I can tell you that I have been enjoying my Fireball since you have been chatting. And thank you for allowing me to go downstairs, get a drink, and come back upstairs before we continue this recording of this episode. Thank you.
Me too. I'm actually enjoying my Fireball too.
Oh, you're having Fireball also?
I am. I've been trying to drink less. I feel like I've been drinking too much. Not necessarily too much, just too often.
Is there really ever too much? Isn't too much equal like just passing out and then you're done?
I'm sure I'd be much more upset if I wasn't so heavily sedated. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can come back to that. We have like 6 voicemails to get to, and I want to make sure we get to all of them. So we can't go off on too many tangents. You got a new mouse? Is this an Apple mouse?
No, I didn't get an Apple mouse because, one thing, Strickland, I must say, you introduced me to, and I really haven't given you enough praise for sharing this with me, but you introduced me to, you like this, you don't even know where I'm going.
Exactly. As soon as you say you don't give me enough praise, I'm like, please continue. Yes. Okay.
Which reminds me, if you have employees that you really have not been catching them in the act of doing something right, now is your chance to do that. That's probably a good time to help build morale and build a positive culture within your organization. But I would say this about you because I probably don't praise you enough because we're just so busy in the day-to-day. And I always feel like, he knows he's a great guy. But really what I love is you introduced me to a tool called Hindenburg. And it is probably now listen, I know we might have some religious people in our audience, but I would kind of liken it almost to the second coming of Christ.
Really? You like it that much? I love that.
Oh my God, Strickland, it's so easy to use.
Right?
If any of you do audio editing, and not that we would encourage you to do audio editing since we own a podcast production company, but if you are going to look, look, if you are going to drink beer, we want you to drink the beer that we like. All right. So
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, it's always using the Hindenburg software.
Yeah. So if you are going to do any type of audio editing, Hindenburg is fucking ridiculous. The simplicity, yet the complexity of the controls that you have, but the simplicity in which you can use it. Even easier than Audacity, which is like one of the simplest programs that's out there.
Yep, I agree. I love Hindenburg.
I'm still learning a lot of stuff. Anyway, the reason I even brought that up, and by the way, thank you for introducing me to Hindenburg. The reason I brought that up is because now that I have Hindenburg, I fucking want a mouse that does like all sorts of really cool stuff, because there are so many repetitious tasks that I do that I want I have my $150 Apple trackpad, which is wonderful because it's color coordinated with my keyboard.
Of course, yeah.
Of course. But the mouse that I have, so I went out to Office Max because I don't know why I would go to Office Max because Amazon is available, but I went to Office Max and I was just looking at is it mouse or mice? I mean, what do you say? What
mouse,
is mouse?
You say a mouse.
It's not. What about mouses?
You look at mouse. That is right. I'm looking at mice. That's interesting.
What is the plural of computer mouse?
That's a damn good question. Marcel, where are you? We need to
when you need a need a techie. All right. So anyway, so I'm looking at multiple mouse. Meeson.
And Mises to pieces. Yeah, okay.
So I'm looking at multiple Mises as I'm looking for this, and I really did settle on a trackpad as opposed to, I mean, not a trackpad, but a trackball.
Oh, trackball. Oh, interesting.
Remember the old school trackball? Kensington used to make this trackball. It was really cool. It was this huge ball in the center of this big square piece, and you just kind of rolled it along. And this mouse, I guess trackball, it's in the middle of a mouse. The problem is that you don't move the mouse around. You only move the
move the ball. The ball moves the mouse for you.
Right. The ball moves the mouse, and it's got the same buttons as if you have a regular mouse, and it's got a little scroll wheel on it. So it does have multiple features on it, but you do put a lot of effort into it. Not effort as in challenging effort, but effort as in fine-tune effort with your thumb. And I was surprised how out of shape my thumb is. You know, my thumb was cramping after just a few seconds of doing it. And I'm like, no. I want a mouse that I can actually move around. So I need a recommendation for a mouse for Hindenburg that would be Mac compatible, because and it doesn't even have to be Hindenburg related. It could be anybody that does multiple gestures in one program. You might want to consider finding some sort of gaming mouse. So I didn't know what the gaming mouse of choice would be.
Grab your phone and take a look.
Grab my phone?
Yeah, I just texted you. Before you asked, I took a picture of. Now, this is, by the way, this is not an ad or an endorsement for Hindenburg or any of this other shit. But
what the hell is that? That thing looks like a monster. It looks like a big looks like a cockroach.
That is the Logitech G502, and that was the next thing. This is not an ad for Logitech G502. That is my gaming / editing mouse. I have one at work also. This is the best mouse ever. Now, the only thing
it's $150 fucking dollars.
No, it's like $60.
Wait a minute. I see the wired version. It's $46. Logitech G502 Hero Performance Gaming Mouse. And then I see they have a 502 Lightspeed wireless gaming mouse, which is $150. And you know me, I'm inclined to buy the more expensive one.
Yeah, but I mean, if you've already spent $12,000 on your computer anyway, what's another $150 for a mouse, right?
Very true. Very true. So what is the benefit of this mouse over, let's say, every other mouse that's at 11 buttons? It is. I found it.
There it is. There. And what's great about this, so you're looking at the picture, right? So first of all,
I'm looking on Amazon now too.
Okay. So the scroll wheel, there are two options for the scroll wheel where you can either pull it and it'll like click, right? And if you do it on click, you can say each click is one line of text or 3 lines of text or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But what I love about it is I do a freewheel. So it's kind of like a flywheel, right? Like if I spin my hand on it, it'll just keep going.
Yeah.
So there are lots of times where I've got like hundreds of files in a folder and I want to do a really quick scroll. So I use that, right? And then all on the side, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got 5 side buttons and I use them constantly. I've got one set up for cut, one for copy, one for paste, one for mute, one for delete. And it's just, it takes a few minutes, like a few times editing episodes to get your brain wrapped around without having to think about it. Oh, this is cut. Oh, this is paste. Oh, this is copy. This is mute. But after a couple of edits, it's like you don't even think about it. And so you're not moving your hand back and forth between the mouse and the keyboard to go Control M or Control X or whatever. I'm telling you, that is absolutely and it's comfortable, right? You see the little thumb rest on the right side, the left side. It just, it sits nicely. It's comfortable. I love this mouse. I have one at work too. I've used this same mouse for a year and a half, and I liked it so much editing. I bought one at work too.
This looks incredible. Where were you to make this recommendation to me when I actually needed this? Why did I buy this fucking trackball? This is going back. It was a $75 purchase. Not that that's a huge purchase, but it was your mouse actually costs less. Now, I'm interested in the wireless aspect of it, and they do have a $150 wireless version of it. So I think I'm going to have to go with wireless.
So I think the reason that the wireless is so expensive is because it is technically a gaming mouse. So I'm sure the wireless version is like really fast, high speed, ridiculous connection, if you're trying to shoot bad guys and aliens really quickly. But I'm telling you, dude, it is worth it.
I'm just looking to edit out coughs. That's it.
They didn't have the wireless version when I bought it, but I got to say, I probably would have spent the extra $100 because it's a badass mouse. I love it.
So while Strickland is saying we are not endorsing, we certainly are approving of the Logitech G502 Lightspeed wireless gaming mouse, not just for your gaming pleasure, but for your business pleasure as well. Pleasure yourself as often as possible with the Lightspeed wireless gaming mouse.
Wow.
Oh man!
You know what? We were well on our way to a sponsorship from Logitech, right? Somebody that worked for Logitech was listening, like, "Oh, they're saying good things. They're saying good things." And then you went to pleasure yourself, and it's like, "Oh, there it goes. Fuck it. We lost it." Okay,
completely lost it.
Completely lost it. Are we ready for voicemails? We're 15 minutes in, and I know you've only got 25 minutes left. Is what you have.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Well,
you have to leave at 7:15.
7:15. We have five, maybe even 6 voicemail messages. We probably should. We should probably play them.
Okay, we have 3 from Jenny Bellinger. Let's start with those.
Okay.
Here we go. Here's one.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey guys, it's Jenny Bellinger. As if you both haven't spoken to me enough this week, I think we're at twice each. Webinar with Doug on Wednesday. And then the team training or the team meeting Wednesday night with both Doug and Strick. And then talk to Strick again tonight for the Monday.com training. So, But I still decided to leave you guys a message because apparently you guys can't come up with enough topics. Anyway, just wanted to throw this in here just in case, just for fun, just to test your skills to see if you could get it into the episode before you finish recording. So yeah, just throwing that out there. Bye, guys.
And then she left 2 more messages too.
Where's the bye Doug? She goes by guys.
Well, she's got 2 more messages. Maybe she
a little bit disappointed in that. It's kind of like what episode would be complete without Strickland Bonner starting the episode off with "Welcome back, welcome back."
And if Jenny Bellinger calls, ending the call with "Bye, Doug." Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Jenny is starting to work for us now. She's going to be doing some of our training. So, you might have to be careful what you say. HR department could have to jump in.
Well, wait a minute. Didn't we put her in charge of HR?
Oh, right. Of course. How could I forget? Yeah, we'll be fine. Okay, let's hear the next one from Jenny then. Okay. We got 2 more from Jenny.
Fireball, bitches. Straight face. Hey guys, it's Jenny Bellinger listening to Friday's episode. Heard you talking about Tim taking a sip of the Tito's and just calling and saying Tennessee Tim Tito's. So I took a sip of Fireball. There you go. Fireball, bitches.
Nice.
And you know what? Oh, there it was.
There you go.
I was talking about.
There you go.
And
Thank
you know what
Thank you, Jenny.
you
Redeemed
know what
yourself.
I say to that, Doug?
Cheers to you with Fireball.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's funny, Strickland. See, you keep your Fireball probably out and then you put it on the rocks. I just kept I'm silently drinking my Fireball because it's in the freezer at all times.
So here's the thing. I have 19-year-old daughters at home. So I got to tell you, I keep mine locked up. Honestly, I keep it in the safe just in case.
Wait a minute. You have to keep your Fireball locked up?
Well, I don't want to go into too many. I don't want to go into too many
details. Is it next to your gun? Is it next to your gun?
No, I do not own a gun. I am not a gun guy. No guns in that safe.
Okay.
It is funny though. I did buy a gun safe just because it was the right size. But my gun safe
for Fireball.
Right. I didn't need a big ass safe. I needed a gun safe to hold my Fireball.
Damn.
I had some issues at some points over the last couple of years with one of my daughters who shall remain unnamed, breaking into our liquor cabinet and drinking when she really shouldn't have been drinking. And it's really not so much of a problem anymore. She's really kind of gotten her shit together. But I guess I keep it there locked up just to be safe. But it is funny and appropriate since before we started recording, Doug was like, we had a team meeting and Doug was like, okay, I'm good. I need about 10 minutes. I'm going to make a drink. And I'm like, I've been cutting back lately. And Doug was like, really? Why would you do that? And I went, I just don't have an answer to that. I guess I better make a drink too. So that's why we're both drinking Fireball.
So so let me just tell you a little bit about the progression of where my life has been, and not to take much time to do this, but my first. Okay, so when I went to college, let me go back to college for a second. When I went to college,
a poor black child.
When I went to college, yeah, there you go, Steve Martin, the jerk. See, I can make that reference really well. So when I went to college, at the ripe old age of 19, I had never even tried beer until I was 19 years old. Never tried beer until I was 19 years old. Didn't really like beer in college at all. I do enjoy beer like yesterday I had 2 pieces of pizza and a beer. I needed to get out of the house. I needed to clear my mind. I walked down to El Segundo, which is about a mile and a half, the small town that I live in. Walked down to the main street and went to a place called Slice and Pint. I did have that. I had actually
a slice and a pint.
2 slices and pint. Really enjoyed that. And so I really never really was introduced to liquor, even through my entire first marriage. My first marriage was 20 years, almost 20 years. Did not drink at all. So talk about lightweight. I would go out, I'd have a glass of wine. Like the thought to me of drinking an entire bottle of wine at dinner between me and a companion, guest or wife, whatever at that time, it was like foreign to me. I'm like, who can drink a fucking bottle of wine at dinner? Because one glass of wine was enough for me. Then my second wife. So when I met her, she came from a family of hardcore drinkers. I mean, they were good drinkers. They would drink Jack Daniels easily.
Right, because her initials were JD, named after,
Right. She was named after Jack Daniels. Exactly. So for her, that entire process of me, the philosophy of me or wherever I was, my stature of not being able to drink, that was foreign to her entire family. So I learned to drink, I would say more like hard liquor, like vodka. I loved vodka. Vodka on the rocks was totally cool. Then when I met, so I got divorced the second time. I know for those of you that don't know my family history or my story of my life. So moved to California,
or listen to
catch up. It's so funny. You remember when we used to have all of these episodes about, let's not get into exposition. We really very rarely talk about like where we came from or our history or anything, or explain anything to those that are listening. If you're new to listening to the podcast, first of all, let's just say 2 words to you, and those words are Strickland.
We're sorry.
Those are the 2 words that we would say. Second thing that we would say to you that I would say to you is, yes, you probably don't know a lot about my history, but my history was a non-drinking history. So when I got introduced not only to liquor in my second marriage, but subsequently when that marriage failed. By the way, the only common denominator between all of my failed relationships is me. So I realize it's my fault. It's my fault, all of this.
That's from despair.com, by the way. Another non-sponsor right there. God, despair.com. Dude, if we I'm going to reach out to despair.com, man. I buy their calendars and mugs and shit all the time. They need to sponsor us. God, it'd be great. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
They really do. So anyway, so in this third highly close relationship, which is not, it's funny. JJ and I talk about this all the time. We're not going to ever get married, but we will incorporate together because I think there's a lot of business opportunities here between us. But she's introduced me to wine. So I've gone on this really deep dive into understanding what wine is all about, taste the complexity of wine. But anyway, I could easily sit down and have an entire bottle of wine. I would almost say probably by myself without feeling the huge effects of wine. Probably wouldn't do that, but with a partner. So when you and I decided that tonight was our opportunity to have a full glass of Fireball, I'm like, hell yeah! I mean, this is a great thing. So that is my entire drinking history. I have no idea why I even brought that up, but that's where I was going to.
Yeah, and my both of my daughters are out. I've got the house to myself. I'm like, I can fucking yell and scream and whatever. I mean, they'll be back later, but they're not.
So when is your opportunity to bring? Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No,
I was about to go down a path I probably shouldn't go down, so I'm not going to go down it.
Okay. I'm going to cut you off and not let you continue because I have a feeling I know where you're going with that. So did I ever tell you about Evil Pie, which is a pizza place in Vegas?
Yes,
so
in Vegas.
I was there at Evil Pie.
It's kind of like heart attack. What is it called? The Heart Attack
it's right
Grill,
down the street from Heart Attack Grill. That's right. Jenny and Marcel went there when they were in Vegas last week. They went to Heart Attack Grill. It's about a block down from Heart Attack Grill, downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street. Again, not a sponsorship, but should be because I love Evil Pie. And it's EVEL, okay, like Evil Knievel. Right? It is Evil Knievel themed. Hey, it's not evil like the devil.
Alive or dead? Evil EVEL Knievel. Is he dead?
He is. I don't know when he died, but he is dead, yeah. His son Robbie is still alive.
He died 13 years ago.
Yeah.
Professionally known as Evil Knievel. His name was Robert Craig Knievel.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. God.
Yeah.
No, most of the shit. Can you remember when he tried to jump the
Snake River Canyon? Of course. Yeah, that was like in his fucking rocket. Yeah.
You know what the beautiful thing about Evil Knievel's death? Evil Knievel dies at 69 in a motorcycle accident.
Did he really?
That's what it says. I mean, I can't read it because it's behind some paid wall. Evil Knievel, hard-living, death-defying adventurer who went from stealing motorcycles to riding them in a series of 60s and 70s that brought him to worldwide fame and quintessential daredevil performer, died yesterday in Clearwater, Florida. He was 69. Shit. It doesn't let you read the fucking Times. Come on, the New York Times, give me access.
Oh, fuck the Times. Just go to Wikipedia.
I know. I want to find out how he died. How did Evil Knievel die?
You don't think that's going to be on Wikipedia?
How did Evil Knievel Jr. die?
Junior?
Okay.
Is he Junior?
Okay,
while you're looking that up,
disease. Wait, that's totally not right. He died of respiratory disease.
Well, that's much different from
That's much different.
Not nearly as cool. You know what the coolest rock and roll death of all time is? And by the way, I'm going to get back to the Evil Pie story.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to tell you. I'm thinking I know this. It was something that took place in a hotel room in Las Vegas, and they renamed the entire floor because of him or something like that.
Well, you're half right.
Am I close? Am I almost right?
I'm getting ready. How the fuck did you know I was going to go down that path?
I have no idea. No idea. Yes, John, because you've told this story, but it's been years since you've told this story on our show.
Wow, that's crazy. So John Entwistle, the bass player for The Who, holds, at least in my opinion, the lead, the trophy for the greatest rock and roll death ever. Okay, that I cannot imagine how anybody could surpass this as a better rock and roll death. And by the way, there was a guy from a band called the Stone Crows. He died on stage when he touched a microphone and was electrocuted. And
no fucking way.
Oh, yeah. And John Entwistle's death beats that. Okay.
All right. I'm ready. Tell me, how did John Entwistle, and by the way, if you're listening to this Nice Guys community, otherwise, other than telling you we're sorry because you've tuned in for some business advice and you've got none of it today. Well, I tried a little bit in the beginning, but Strickland won over.
No.
he has got this incredible brain when it comes to rock and roll and when it comes to all of the other shit that involves. Like, you could ask him, what is on the B side in the 1972 hit by the DeFranco family, Rock the Boat? Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, rock and roll trivia, it's like ridiculous. I have way too much stuck in my head. And this is one of them. So John Entwistle, the bass player for The Who, 2002, they were getting ready to go on tour. And the first show of the tour was going to be an intimate show at the Hard Rock, at the Joint at the Hard Rock, which holds about 2,500 people, right? So it's relatively small for The Who, right? The night before the first show of the tour, John Entwistle died in his hotel room. Okay. Mm-hmm. So first of all, it's the night before the first show of the tour. Okay. It's in Las Vegas at a Hard Rock hotel. And do you know what he died from?
I'm going to say he probably died while fucking.
He died from a coke heart attack with a hooker.
Yes.
Come on. You can't make that shit up. The night before the first show of the tour in Las Vegas at a Hard Rock hotel in his suite while fucking a hooker, he dies of a cocaine heart attack. You just can't make that shit up.
You can't. And that that's an amazing thing.
That's got to be the greatest rock and roll death ever. I'm sorry.
Strickland, neither Strickland nor I are condoning the use of drugs or hookers. But if you had to choose between,
hold on, wait a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
I agree with 50% of that. I'm not going to tell you which 50%, but I'm just going to leave it at that.
All right, I got it. And I know you've never tried cocaine, so the other side of it is I'm pretty sure that I know which.
I'm not going to tell you which 50% of that. Okay, I'm just going to leave it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right. This is good. And we still have 4 emails to get to that we haven't done yet.
Voicemails. So, but I'm going to tell so Evil Pie. I went to Evil Pie the week that it opened, the very first week it opened.
Oh yeah,
how 4 years ago?
Wow, how amazing is that we got there? Evil Pie, Evil Knievel, Death. John Entwistle, hookers.
If you were ever wondering how the nice guys' brains work, this is it exactly. You're looking right into our ridiculous.
Oh my God, that was the best thing ever.
Stream of consciousness brain. So I was there, and they got this big sign outside that says "beer and a slice, $5." Right now in Vegas, even on Fremont Street, right? You can barely even get a beer for $5, right? It's usually $6 or $7 for a beer.
I'm with you.
But beer and a slice, $5, right? So I walk in and I'm like, I'll take that. I want a beer and a slice for $5. And the bartender / waitress, whatever, says, okay. And she walks away and she starts pouring a beer and grabs a slice. And I said, do I get to choose what kind of beer I want or what kind of pizza I want? And she said, it's $5. You get cheese and PBR, okay? I was like,
but okay. So let me just talk about that for one quick second, because that is exactly the 2 choices that I would have made. I would have used Pabst Blue Ribbon if for no other reason than wasn't Pabst Blue Ribbon made in Baltimore, Maryland, where we both grew up?
No.
Wait, what was that beer that was made along 695?
Natty Bo, National Bohemian.
Natty Bo. Oh shit, that's right. Well, you know what? I would say that Pabst Blue Ribbon is probably about the same category as Natty Bo. Would you agree?
Oh, totally.
Okay.
Now, Pabst Blue Ribbon is like Milwaukee, but you're right. Natty Bo, National Bohemian, Natty Bo, totally a Baltimore beer, very much at that low level along with PBR. Yeah.
Okay, so I had a slice and a pint. I had a slice and pint, exactly what I wanted. Now, I did go back to order a second slice because I felt like the slice size wasn't quite the one that I wanted. So I ate the first one, then I went back.
It wasn't big enough for you?
Okay, now, exactly.
That's what she said.
Slice and pint. Slice and pint in Vegas, $5.
Right.
El Segundo, California, slice and pint, how much?
$12.
It was close. It was $10.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's not surprising.
$10. I'm like, come on, for a slice and a pint.
Yeah.
The beauty of it is
if it was a big slice, because I got a big slice. If it was a small slice, that's kind of disappointing. Yeah.
I'll tell you, I love pizza. I mean,
I know, but you're lactose intolerant, so I love pizza too, but I don't eat very much.
I know. I could eat pizza. I don't necessarily. I will not eat pizza on any type of regular basis, like the real pizza, like real gluten and real cheese. but I will go the gluten-free, dairy-free route. I can tolerate it for maybe 2 slices, but if I have, like, we'll bring that into the house every once in a while. We'll do the gluten-free, dairy-free pizza, and I will also get a gluten-filled, dairy-filled pizza too, because I don't want to be too much with the other pizza.
You don't want to go to California.
You can't start with the gluten-filled, dairy-filled pizza and then go to the other one. You gotta go to the other one. No, exactly.
No, it's like when you're drinking beer or scotch, right? Like you drink the good stuff first, and then after you lose your taste buds, then you drink the shit. Right?
Exactly.
Because it's too expensive to keep drinking good stuff.
Exactly.
We've got exactly 12 minutes to get through 4 voicemails still. And, we have lots of topics. We have really good topics, but the topics are timely.
We're not
timeless. Other way around. Topics are timeless, but the voicemails will not hold.
We are not going to get to them. Let's get to the voicemails.
Jenny Bellinger, number 3, right here. Here it comes.
Hey, guys. It's
Jenny.
Jenny Bellinger again.
Hi, Jenny.
So I'm calling because I'm listening to Friday's episode. You just played the new bumper music for Jared. And dude, I don't know who you hired to do this, but the dude's a fucking thief. He stole my intro and outro music.
What?
Yeah. All right. Well, okay. So maybe not a thief. Okay. You guys know me. I'm going to spin it to be positive. He's a big fan of mine and went ahead and used my intro and outro music.
Really?
For Jared, which is cool. This is cool. Like flattery, like that's a good thing, right? What's that? Oh, yes. Imitation is the best form of flattery. So I'll take it. That's cool. But yeah, I love the intro, outro, or his little bumper music. It's fun. It's fun. I'm not mad. It's cool. Bye, Doug.
See, there's your bye, Doug.
Yeah,
it sounds like she's saying she's not mad, but doesn't sound like she's not mad.
Hold on. I need to understand something. I want you to play. Oh shit. We can't play it on the show because hold on. I want to hear. Let me just hear what it sounds like for just
We're getting ready to play it in just a minute because Jared left us 2 voicemails.
Oh my God. I'm listening to it.
Oh, you're listening to Jenny's.
Yeah, I'm listening to the intro music to BDSM, the Badass Direct Sales Mastery podcast. Mm-hmm. It is totally the same music, Strickland.
No. Now, the guy that I bought, now, we get most of our music from audiohero.com. Again, not an endorsement, but we've been using them for years and they're really good. So we're endorsing them, okay? This is a sponsorship, audiohero.com. So we pay, I don't know, $10 a month or something, and we can download and have for use on a podcast as many of these songs as we want. And they're really good. Like there's a huge variety of music, right? I'm guessing Jenny probably got hers from audiohero.com, right? The guy that I got that bumper from, he said that he wrote the music. I bet he got it off of fucking audiohero.com.
I can't believe it. I'm listening to Jenny's beginning of BDSM, Badass Direct Sales Mastery, and it is the same fucking music. I feel like I've been taken advantage of. How much money did you pay this dude to play the music?
It was like not much. It was like, $12.50 or something,
Wait, $1,250?
No, $12.50. It was very cheap.
All right. So wait, if you have no idea what we're talking about, 2 things. Number 1, listen to Badass Direct Sales Mastery. If you don't know where that is, just go over to Apple Podcasts. Number 1, it's a fucking excellent show.
It is.
It's a fucking excellent idea, as Grover would say. But secondly, if you don't know what the theme music sounds like, it is the identical music to what you're about to hear introducing this next set of voicemail messages.
Oh shit! You screwed me up. That was a great step over. But the problem is, I when you said the Grover, right? Yeah. Like I'm like, I don't have I don't have Grover loaded. I'm like, oh shit! Let me load the Grover.
No, you didn't have to load that. Shit. You know what? You fucking suck.
No, it was good. Okay, forget it. Forget the Grover. Here we go. Here's the voicemail. Here's. We got a voicemail from Jared. Yeah, voicemail from Jared, yeah. Voicemail from Jared. Voicemail from Jared, yeah. Voicemail from Jared. Yeah. Nobody else will call. We got a voicemail from Jared. Okay,
you didn't tighten that up?
Not yet. No, I can't figure out how to do that. Yeah. Screw the rap. Okay, so
Strickland,
nobody else will
told
call.
me.
Screw the rest of y'all, except Jenny, who called 3 times. And Marjorie, our director of operations, Marjorie called. We have to get to her message, but we got 2 from Jared first.
Quickly, but before you play Jared's message, can you just answer the question? Just answer this for me.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tighten that up? We
just
talked
didn't have-
about this.
I know, I didn't have time, okay? Like, the time that it takes you to say I should have tightened it up is wasting more time than we would have saved by me tightening it up. Okay, here we go. Here's Jared.
Go.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Strick. Jared here. So, just listening to the episode, and dude, I gotta tell you, this is the shittiest episode ever. I can't believe you guys are putting this shit out there. Anyway,
Makes 2 of us. 3 of us, actually.
enjoy the cat poop, Doug.
Wow.
Oh, that was it. That was a short one.
All right.
Okay, well, there's another one from Jared.
Okay, go.
Let's hear the other one.
Go.
Hey, Doug. Hey, Strick. Jared here. So, voicemail number 2. Dude, I'm just 11 minutes into this episode and you ain't getting a second voicemail from me. You guys just played the intro to my voicemails. Dude, I'm dying. That was freaking awesome. I can't believe you actually paid somebody to make an intro for voicemails. I thought that was cool. Just wanted to say thanks, guys. Love it. And I'm dying.
Well, the way I feel about it is he was definitely worth $12.50. But if he had to go to $13 or even $15, God forbid, would you have spent that kind of money on Jared?
Yeah, I would have gone up to at least $22.75. That was kind of my limit for Jared, but he's worth every penny.
Good. Know where your limit is. I think that's a good idea.
Boundaries are important. You know, when it comes to spending money on bumpers, hookers, and cocaine, boundaries are important.
Well, this ends another exciting episode of the
No, we got to hear Marjorie's voicemail. She's our director of operations.
Shit,
I don't think Marjorie has ever called in to the Nice Guys on Business. And by the way, she mentioned at our last, I know you've only got 1 minute left, but we may go like 2 or 3 minutes over. She mentioned like she listens to the Nice Guys on Business episodes more than she cares to admit to, which I greatly appreciate. I just hope she's not on the clock. I hope we're not paying her for this shit because what we say is not nearly important enough for us to pay her for. But
all right, so
she actually called in, which I love. But now she's had to wait 39 fucking minutes to hear her voicemail.
All right, so I say that we go into Marjorie's message. Do we give any comments on the other side, or do we save the comments until the next episode?
Until I hear the message, I just don't know.
Well, that's the beauty of it. You know, you got to roll the dice here, Strick. So make a call right here.
Really? I think we got to make that decision at the end of the voicemail. Now, if it's really like quote worthy, we may play it again next week and then quote on it.
Hey guys, I'm listening to this week's episode, and that intro was beautifully done, Strick. Good for you. I'm really proud of you, buddy. I've been listening to some fuckery episodes for quite some time now.
Wow.
Maybe the last 6 months or so. And that's definitely the best that I've heard by far in quite a while. And then I got maybe like 6 or 8 minutes in, and it occurred to me, this is actually a pretty good episode overall. Nice. Clearly, Strick is bringing something additional to the game that he doesn't usually do. I have no idea. Maybe he's just having a good week. But I thought, maybe I'll finally leave you guys an actual review on Apple Podcasts. Maybe you deserve that. I know that we've been working together for going on 2 years now, but,
we deserve
better
it
late than never, I guess. And also, as far as Jared's intro goes, he does say it 6 times. You can just cut it down to 4. It's on a loop, I think, but I'll probably just send you guys an email since I assume that this will be completed by then. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents. All right, guys, have a good one.
I love that Marjorie called in. I fucking love that. And by the way, the intro, what she's saying about the intro, if I remember correctly, I think I kind of like did 3 or 4 or 5 different that were all kind of linked together. Usually it's like one Steve O'Brien pre-quote and then the quote and then like one whatever, right? Yeah. I think I did 3 or 4 just because I was kind of feeling like they all went together, right? You listened?
I did. I listened to it and I'm like, that was a really good intro, and I approve. Kid tested, mother approved. I really approved of that completely.
Well, you know, it's funny. I mentioned early on the Princess Bride, so I'm going to have to use the Princess Bride open, but I also made a reference to Spinal Tap, so I may have to do the same this week. Maybe I'll do like two, maybe instead of us actually taking time to do research for topics and shit, which we would never do, if we're not going to take the time to do that, maybe I'll take a few extra minutes and make our intros a little more interesting.
Wow. Okay. I appreciate that. Well, let's see if you can make the outro really interesting here as we head out. I'm going to do 2 Nice Guys on Business podcast reviews that have come in the last couple of weeks that we haven't read. And if I think I can slightly hear it under me. I think I hear the extended outro music going on right now. Oh, there it is. Now I'm 100% sure. So 21 hours ago was left this message. Love the transparency. Nice Guys for the win, left by A Customer Is Me. Also, January 26, 2020, episode rating and review number 319, honest, entertaining, and nice. True conversations with a positive outlook. Don't get me wrong, hustle and grind have their place, but the Nice Guys have a refreshing approach to conversations for the podcast. I'm glad this podcast was recommended. Okay, Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
Okay, but wait a minute. Are those about your interview episodes, or are those about our Friday episodes, or
I have
both?
no idea. I don't. Do you ever? How do we know that? How the fuck would we know that?
It is funny because they all reference the Nice Guys, plural, but I still feel like most of them are really referencing the
Strickland. The show is called The Nice Guys on Business.
Yeah.
It's but the Nice Guys, meaning that's what they're calling the podcast. Nice Guys for the win. That's Lord have mercy. Does it have to be spelled out for you that clearly?
I'm going to get you some drops because I know that when you are on with people, there still times that people say to you, "Hey, we're Strickland," anything like that?
They do.
They still do ask?
Yeah, they do ask.
Okay, I'm going to record a couple drops. Okay, the drops are going to be like something like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" Or, I'm the quiet one, right? And then, "Oh, really? Please tell me more." And you can just drop them in anywhere you want, and people will think I'm there with you.
Okay, so a couple of things that I want you to do. Number one, record those drops, but could you also record a really tight laugh track of yourself? Because I want to be able to
like me giggling, right? So in other words, when the guest tells a joke, you're laughing, but you hit the button, so it sounds like I'm laughing too. Yes. Oh my God, I'm totally going to do that.
Yeah, Strickland, see, on Fridays, Strickland plays my co-host, and he's the guy that really helps, he creates the show. But on Mondays and Wednesdays when we do the interview, he's just kind of there producing the show live. Right. You may hear him chime in every once in a while, but don't worry, you don't need to ask him a question. Just go ahead and just keep going.
Right. I love this. I love this. This is brilliant. Yes, I'm going to record you a whole bunch of loops. And I mean, you don't have because you do it by Zoom, but fuck it, you'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it. I will figure it out. You do it, and I will figure out how to get it in. Okay, hey, by the way, Marjorie, thank you for leaving a message. We love you. We love everything you do for Turnkey. One of the topics this week that we didn't get to that maybe we'll get to next week is Monday.com rocks. Once again, not a fucking endorsement because Monday.com is not sponsoring us, but they could because we fucking love them.
Hey, Strick, yeah. I got a date with Walmart. I got to go.
Steve O'Brien. Okay. Steve O'Brien, go ahead and take us out of here.
The Nice Guys on Business are professional podcasters. Please do not try this at home. It may seem simple, kids, but lots of people get hurt in the process. Void where prohibited, including Mexico, Puerto Rico, Fredonia, or your in-laws. The Nice Guys on Business are not responsible for any claims of liability or any guarantee that these two morons know what they're talking about. There is no promise that being nice to people will help your business, but calling people assholes, dumb, incontinent fuckwads will definitely lose you business. For any and all claims, shit in one hand and wish in the other, and see which one fills up first. Thank you for listening to the Nice Guys on Business podcast. I'm Steve O'Brien.
Hey, Funkin' fans. This is Strickland. I'm the guy that's just on Friday. So we just finished up our Friday episode, and I decided I'm going to record my drops for Doug so that when he does interviews that his guests will think that I'm there. Like anybody that says, "Hey, where's Strickland?" I'd be like, "Oh, hey, here's." So I am going to record a few drops here for that. And if anybody thinks of anything else that I should do, please give us a call at 4242 DJ Doug and just leave a message and say, hey, you need to leave this drop. Or go to the Facebook group, which is niceshortcut.com. If you're not already a member of the Facebook group, no, we're not on fucking Instagram. Actually, we are on Instagram, but there's no like groups and shit on Instagram. But yeah, I know Facebook, we're fucking old. Okay. So just shut up. All right. Facebook group, if you're not already a member, go to niceshortcut.com and just answer the questions. Let us know you're not a heroin addict and not currently a communist. And we'll let you in and you can get in all the stuff. And when you do that, you can post on the Facebook group, hey, here's something else I think you need to record as a drop for Doug. Okay. So here we go. I'm going to record my drops for Doug. Again, this is Doug doing the interviews for the Monday and Wednesday episodes of the Nice Guys on Business. And if somebody says, hey, so where's Strickland? Okay, these will be things he can just hit a button and hit go. Okay. Yeah, enough exposition. I know it's been a long time since we said we don't do exposition, but okay, we're changing that up. So here, fuck it. Here we go. Okay. Oh, hey, yeah, I'm right here. I just stay quiet. I'm producing the show. Don't worry about me. You just think about Doug. Oh, yeah, it's Strickland. Here I am. I stay pretty quiet. I let Doug do most of the heavy lifting here. Oh, wow, that's so interesting. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? I have heard that before. Can you tell me a little bit more? Hey, you have been amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. And then Doug wanted a laugh track too, right? So let's do a couple different levels of laughter. Okay. Like here's the, we'll sort of crank the volume up as we go along. Okay. We'll start kind of mellow. Oh my God. A little too over the top. Is there such a thing? I don't think so. Yeah, so please, I had all these other ideas for other things I would say for drops for him, but if I hadn't had so much Fireball, I might have actually remembered them, but so again, call 4242 DJ Doug, leave a message that we will play on Friday. We won't listen ahead of time. So if you just want to promote your business or whatever, we don't give a shit. Just fucking call and just talk. And say whatever you want, because we're not going to listen ahead of time. We're just going to play it on the show. And as much as we love Jared, it would be great to get more people to call in to let us know that you care. Not like we care, but yeah, we kind of do. We feel a little bit sort of neglected. We get 1,500, 2,000, 2,500 downloads an episode, and nobody fucking calls in. Could give a guy a complex and shit, So give us a call. Or at least join the Facebook group, niceshortcut.com. We'll see you next week.
That'll do, nice guys. That'll do. You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.